activate the KWH coin, which is a coin used to transfer electricity virtually from any part of the world to another. Beautiful concept. So these things are going to change the world and empower companies. And if companies do not have a coin that it encompasses every aspect of their business, from marketing to sales to service to running the actual product, then yes, they will disappear. You can have the mic. Anyone else?
Excuse me, Mr. McAfee. My name is Anton. I'm from Kazakhstan, Almaty. The question is, continuing the previous speaker, what do you think, let's suppose in like 5-10 years, a lot of countries will issue their own currencies, cryptocurrencies. Is it going to be like Bitcoin or multi-basket cryptocurrency portfolio, which will substitute fiat money? And if it's going to be like Bitcoin, because I know your forecast is about like $1 million in a couple of years, would you support also the idea that Bitcoin will cost more than $5-10 million? Because now cryptocurrency industry, blockchain, is just disrupting the world economy. So it's going to grow.
Let me answer your first question first, which is, will governments issue their own cryptocurrencies? The way I see the blockchain being applied to the world, it has to be applied in a practical, useful, beneficial way. Everything. Whether it's entertainment, which I discussed, or power, or what have you. It has to be applied in a beneficial, productive, positive way. Tell me what there is about government that meets any of those conditions. All right, so they may issue them. I do not think they will be adopted. They may issue them not to facilitate our use of governments, because I have not found the use for the U.S. government yet, other than take my money, tell me what to do. It has to be adopted to have any power. And I'm sorry, the second question, I forgot again.
The second question was, would you support that if it might be Bitcoin as like the world reserve, some kind of model of which will substitute dollar and euro, whatever? Do you support that it's going to cost more than $1 million as was your forecast like for a couple of years?
Well, the actual price of a coin doesn't matter. If you're able to sell partial or fractional pieces of it, I can send you a millionth of a Bitcoin if I want, quite easily. I do not think there will be one currency that becomes the world currency. Why? Every currency has a different utility. Ethereum, super fast, has smart contract capabilities. Monero, super private. You can't find out what I'm doing. Bitcoin, let's store our value here. So no, I just can't see it being one.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yes, so the gentleman in the purple, in the blue shirt with the yellow. I'm sorry. Oh, did you already have the mic, sir? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Shrikant from India. Current scenario of Bitcoin mining is that it's causing a lot of pollution, because a lot of places they're using bad electricity, or you can call it like not green energy. So what kind of scenario?
Transaction process. So the problem will be self-correcting. In the meantime, move out of areas where we're mining Bitcoin. What can I say? Anyone else?
May I ask a question?
Who? Oh, yes, of course, sir.
John, first of all, thank you for your answers. My name is Bogdan, and I'm from Russia, Moscow. I have a question about newcomers into the cryptocurrency world. And in my personal opinion, they have three possibilities to lose their money. First of all, they can lose part of their money, they can lose all their money, and they can lose their future profit. What do you think, how can they hedge the risks when coming into the new, this new infrastructure, new for them?
Well, I would like to say that given the age of cryptocurrencies and the blockchain, we are all newcomers. I'm sorry, sir, but it is true. And as much experience as I have in software and computers, I continually lose money by doing something stupid late at night while I'm half asleep. Putting the wrong wallet address, I don't know whose address it was, some bunch of Ethereum went somewhere, God knows where, it's now lost in space, out ordered in Pluto, or someone is spending it in Pakistan, I don't know. So we're all newcomers. Number two, there doesn't need to be this risk. We as a community have the power to build the infrastructure so that you cannot do stupid things like input the wrong address. There should be names for every wallet address instead of a string of incomprehensible numbers which all begin to look alike after midnight. No, we can do things which will prevent us from making these mistakes. So we just haven't done it. It has grown so fast. We're all interested in building our own currency or making money or collecting or understanding. We have to understand that newcomers, including us, are going to continue to lose money until we provide the security and the ease of use and the user interface, which makes it virtually impossible to hurt yourself. What we've done with automobiles, I remember in America in the 1960s, Ford had a steering wheel with a sharp cone in the middle of it. So, and no seatbelts, by the way. So we fixed that problem. We can fix this problem. I think I'm out of time.
We have 5 more minutes.
Oh, we do?
More questions here that are really stacked.
I want the snappy questions.
Hey John, my name is Tristan from Philadelphia, United States. My question is, what are your thoughts on companies that are looking to integrate blockchain technology and tokens into their existing business models that are profitable, as opposed to companies who are raising money for a future business model that solely integrates blockchain and have never had a normal business model?
Okay, you're from Philadelphia?
Yes.
Yeah, I spent 2 weeks there one night. So it's a very fun town. Existing companies have to continue to exist. We don't want them to tear themselves apart and rebuild themselves. So there has to be a way, and there is ways. I look at Walmart, who is integrating the blockchain into their supply chain problem. And the supply chain problem is one of the worst problems any business could ever face, especially large companies like Walmart, where you've got, just to build a rattan chair, you have 50 different steps it has to go through with transportation and deliveries and so on. So, but they're doing it without changing their business model greatly, but by greatly improving upon it to the point that it's almost impossible with the blockchain to say, oh, I didn't get my delivery, that's why I didn't deliver it to you. Because every blockchain says, yes, you did. We know the date and the time and the hour. So that's one thing. However, the most competitive companies will be the new ones that are starting from scratch. And the older companies are going to have to figure it out, you know, by either distributing themselves, by breaking themselves up into pieces, like AT&T and IBM did back in the 80s, or in some other method. But yes, there's room for both.
Hi, John. Yeah.
Sorry. The voice is behind you here. So.
Sorry. It's Jacques here from Bitmart.co.za from South Africa. Earlier you mentioned that a lot of ICOs and stuff that you look at is purely scams and stuff. So we in South Africa experience a lot of people that enter the market that we don't know of, and then they get scammed in, you know, pyramid schemes, hardware selling, a bunch of stuff. The industry is not regulated in that sense. How do you foresee or suggest this type of industry that longs and, you know, doesn't want to get regulated, you know, protect people that want to get involved, that put their toe in the water and then get scammed and take the whole foot out, and then they go and tell everyone Bitcoin is a scam?
Okay, this is a very tricky question, which I don't think anybody has solved satisfactorily to everyone's satisfaction. But my own personal opinion is we are all adults here, are we not? You are responsible for your decisions. And to create a centralized agency that says, well, you're a scam, and you're a scam, but you're not a scam, and you might be a scam. And in order to protect people, we're going to put barriers up. I'm sorry, that's not distributed processing. It's not peer-to-peer, and it's certainly not permissionless. And so I can't get behind that. However, I use a bunch of hackers in Chicago for all the ICOs that I want to say, take a look at this, because Jesus, there's so many out there, and these hackers go in, they find out what your last email address was and how many websites you put together, and whether or not you believe in aliens or whatever. And they look at your code and your white paper to see if you have plagiarized from somebody else. You know, we all can't do that. However, I tell the world when I find out about them. So, you know, we are the adults. You have to fend for yourself. If you've made a mistake, learn from it and get on about your life. And thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, John.